why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it?
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke out of you when I see you.
Race play, Shannon Sharpe. Race play? I didn't even want to talk about this. But the more videos I scroll past talking about Shannon Sharpe and this relationship that he had with this 19-year-old, and it's not just her with the race fetish. He obviously was turned on by these conversations as well, and he only released what she was saying.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
This whole Shannon Sharpe situation, it just took a wild left turn. That $50 million lawsuit, yeah, it's spiraling. And now Katt Williams is stepping in, claiming he warned Shannon this exact mess was coming. But guess what? Shannon wasn't trying to hear any of it. When Katt pulled up to Club Shay Shay last year, he didn't hold back. He straight up told Shannon that wilding out in Hollywood with no self-control, especially when it comes to who you let in your bed, could seriously backfire.
These big deviants is all. It's up for all. The truth is.
We good?
Something you wasn't supposed to be doing?
Don't tell it.
Katt was talking discipline, image, and knowing how the game works when you're a black man in the spotlight. Shannon laughed it off like it was just jokes. But look at the timeline now, and it's not looking good. Shannon's being dragged into court by an OnlyFans model who claims he did some real nasty stuff to her when she was just 19, and he was 54. And here's where jaws hit the floor. Shannon admitted to doing race play with her.
We didn't make it about race. Shannon Sharpe did when he started going to find 19-year-old girls and training them how to degrade him racially in the bedroom. When he continued a relationship with somebody that was talking about she wanted his black baby gravy and wanted him to put a big black baby in her. And that's just the text messages that he released. So I know it's some more nasty, weirdo stuff in there beyond that. That's what he felt safe to show us.
Now fans are staring at him sideways, saying he went out real sad. People are saying Shannon might have just torched a generational bag all because he couldn't control his urges. All that work, that image, the brand, put at risk over some freaky late-night decisions. But wait, it gets even messier.
Katt Williams said he left career-ending knockout blows out of his Club Shay Shay interview.
If you think about everything he said that were going to happen, it came true. And the fact that he's saying, I held back a little bit, he probably has stuff on people and he just used jabs instead of throwing that haymaker.
There's a possibility that you might hear the haymakers very, very soon.
This lawsuit didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It dropped right when Shannon was reportedly about to ink a $100 million media deal. And just months before, there was buzz that he and Katt were plotting a part 2 interview on Club Shay Shay. Now people are starting to connect the dots, and it's raising a lot of eyebrows. Was this lawsuit really just some random scandal? Or is Shannon Sharpe getting silenced by the big dogs upstairs for giving someone like Katt Williams a mic? It's got folks questioning if this is about more than just drama. Maybe it's about control. So what did Katt actually say about Shannon's downfall? And did he really try to warn him that the industry would flip his own mistakes against him like a trap card? Let's get into it.
The liar knows what lie he told. You see what I'm saying? So even if I made it deceitful and I made you think that the answer's over here, but the answer is really over here, I'm still gonna be looking over here. Me, the one that tricked, because I know this is the right answer.
This lawsuit just flipped the whole table, and now it's looking like Katt Williams called it months ago. He told Shannon, clean it up, get your act right, watch who's around you. Stop giving these industry gatekeepers a reason to come for you. But Shannon, he brushed it off like he was untouchable. And now it's happening exactly how Katt said it would, word for word. But here's the real kicker. The powers that be didn't even need to expose him. Shannon did it himself. He basically handed them all the dirt they needed. Just look at those wild texts he released, where his accusers literally talking about degrading him through race play. We're talking about a 54-year-old grown man letting a 19-year-old OnlyFans model treat him like he's some kind of twisted role-play toy, and fans aren't staying quiet about it. They're calling it what it is. Straight-up perversion, zero discipline, and exactly the kind of behavior that the industry elites love to dangle over someone's head when they stop playing by the rules. But in case you missed it, let's rewind real quick.
This just in, the Texas attorney who targeted Sean Diddy Combs with dozens of civil lawsuits on behalf of John and Jane Doe's allegedly victimized by the music mogul has a new target in his sights. NFL legend Shannon Sharpe. A brand new lawsuit was just filed in Nevada claiming Sharpe was manipulative and eventually a Jane Doe, with the latest claims allegedly happening as recently as January.
On Sunday, April 20th, it hit the news that a woman going by Jane Doe slapped Shannon with a serious lawsuit out in Nevada. And it's not just a little claim. She's accusing him of repeatedly gripping her during a relationship that allegedly started after they crossed paths at a gym in LA sometime in 2023. Now here's where it really starts to connect. Jane Doe is being backed by Tony Busby, a high-profile Houston lawyer who's already been making headlines for filing a stack of lawsuits tied to Diddy's alleged victims. He even went after Jay-Z. So yeah, this isn't some random legal drama. It's tied into major industry heat. According to the lawsuit, Jane says it all began consensually, but it didn't stay that way for long. She claims Shannon wasted no time after meeting her. He was 54, she was just 19, and he chased her down hard until she finally gave in. But once things got casual, she says he switched up fast. She claims he started treating her like a plaything with no respect, just using her like some kind of object. Jane Doe's claims against Shannon just hit a whole new level of disturbing, and people are in shock. She's accusing him of choking her, threatening her life, and even secretly recording their private moments, then sharing those recordings without her permission. That's not just reckless, that's terrifying, and it gets even darker. She says Shannon told her sick things like wanting to do stuff to her so no other man would ever want her again. Straight up disturbing. But it doesn't stop there, and according to the lawsuit, Shannon allegedly found a way to get inside Jane Doe's apartment complex without her knowing. No key, no invite, just popped up like he had full access. And one night, things almost went completely off the rails. Jane says Shannon snapped on her during a heated moment, and during all that chaos, she saw a gun close by. Feeling unsafe, she tried to share her location with her friends from her iPhone, just in case things went left, but Shannon caught her in the act, and that's when things allegedly got terrifying. She claims Shannon grabbed her by the neck and warned her, "If you ever do that again, I will effing kill you." Those are the words she says he used, and fans can't believe what they're reading.
Everything I say, you're just gonna get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a to me now, so...
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
I don't know that mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
After that, Jane claims she started to pull away. And the final straw, that viral Instagram live from September, where Shannon accidentally went live while with another woman named Michelle. But Jane Doe says Shannon just wouldn't leave her alone. She claims that on October 6, 2024, things took a horrifying turn. She accuses Shannon of forcing her to perform a sexual act on him while holding her down, even as she was sobbing. And it didn't stop there. According to the lawsuit, Shannon raped her again after that, and then one more time during another alleged incident in January 2025. This isn't just about scandal, it's about serious, heavy accusations. The lawsuit doesn't hold back. It paints a brutal picture of Shannon Sharpe not as a legendary sports figure, but as, quote, a flawed, narcissistic individual who used his fame, money, and influence to manipulate, control, and dominate women. Jane Doe says this lawsuit is about ending that cycle, and she's asking for a jury trial and $50 million in damages. But here's where things get even messier. As soon as this lawsuit hit the headlines, Shannon came out swinging, but not with silence or denial. Instead, he had his lawyer, Lanny Davis, drop a statement on social media. And in that post, Shannon revealed Jane Doe's real identity, naming her as Gabriella Zinga, a woman with a big presence online. Turns out Gabriella is pretty well known on platforms like OnlyFans and Instagram, where she goes by the name She Is Carly. But here's where it goes completely off the rails. In his official response, Shannon didn't just deny the accusations, he flipped the script in a wild way. He claimed the relationship was fully consensual and even dropped explicit text messages that he says came straight from Gabriella Zinga, but instead of helping his case, those messages lit a whole new fire. Fans were already side-eyeing him hard for getting involved with a 19-year-old at his big age, but after seeing the race play content in those texts, the backlash hit a new level. One of the messages allegedly sent by Zinga read, "I want you to put a big black baby in me and you better crave it because you're gonna be stuck with it for life." Yeah, that's what he thought would help his image. Instead, it turned stomachs and had social media roasting him for crossing serious lines, no matter who initiated it. Shannon's lawyer, Lanny Davis, wasn't pulling punches either. He blasted Zinga's lawsuit as a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions, and called it nothing more than a stack of lies, distortions, and misrepresentations. But that's not all. Davis also suggested that Tony Busby, Zinga's lawyer, is gearing up to drop a video of Shannon and Zinga together. He claims they'll try to twist it to make a consensual moment look like assault. So now Shannon's trying to run ahead of the storm. He insists everything that happened between them was part of an adult role-playing relationship, full of fantasy scenarios, dual language play, and consent from both sides. Shannon's lawyer didn't hold back either. He said flat out that Mr. Sharpe completely denies all claims of coercion or misconduct, especially what he called the gross lie of assault. And according to him, there's no way Shannon is going to cave to what he sees as a straight-up blackmail attempt. Now, about that audio clip Jane Doe released, Shannon's legal team is firing back, saying Gabriella Zinga chopped and edited it to make him look way worse than he actually was. They claim it's a hit job, plain and simple. But Shannon didn't just stay behind the scenes. He jumped in front of the camera and dropped a video online calling the entire lawsuit a shakedown. He even accused lawyer Tony Busby of having a pattern, specifically going after black men in the spotlight. He brought up how Busby's lawsuit against Jay-Z fell apart and said this case is just another media circus meant to twist the truth.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Shannon didn't stop there. He said he's planning to sue both Gabriella and Busby for defamation. But then things took a wild twist. Even after all the tough talk, Shannon's own lawyer had to come clean and admitted that earlier this year, Shannon actually offered Zinga $10 million to make the whole mess go away quietly. If Shannon really believed this whole case was bogus, why offer her $10 million to stay silent instead of just hitting her with a defamation suit right away? That's the question everyone is asking right now. And best believe, Tony Busby didn't waste a second clapping back. He jumped on Instagram with a bold statement saying Shannon's hush money offer proves he's scared that Jane Doe has real solid receipts. Busby posted, "On one hand, Mr. Sharpe and his lawyers claim this case is completely baseless, but now they admit he offered Jane Doe $10 million in writing not to file the lawsuit. That's a fact. She was offered a $10 million settlement and she turned it down. She chose to fight. He also called out Shannon and his legal team for trying to dox Jane Doe and discredit him in the process. Busby said he expected this exact behavior and made it clear, "We're not backing down." But just when you think this saga couldn't get more explosive, another twist hits the timeline. New reports surfaced claiming Katt Williams had tried to warn Shannon multiple times, telling him that his out-of-control lifestyle and lack of self-discipline could come back to crush him. And now, that warning's aging like a prophecy. Katt reportedly told Shannon that it wouldn't be outsiders bringing him down. It'd be his own behavior, and the higher-ups, they'd use his dirt against him if he ever stopped playing by the rules. Let's not forget, Shannon's name has been swirling in controversy for years, from whispers about him being on the DL to claims he leaked his own private tape to kill gay rumors. It's always been messy. But ever since he gave a platform to outspoken voices like Katt Williams and Monique, both of whom exposed Hollywood gatekeepers, it feels like Shannon might have stepped on the wrong toes. Katt Williams reportedly told Shannon multiple times to tighten up, warned him that if he didn't clean up his act, he'd end up paying a heavy price. But Shannon didn't listen. And now, it's all crashing down on him. With everything coming out, from the situation with the 19-year-old OnlyFans model to the exposed race play text, it didn't take much for the higher-ups to flip Shannon's own choices back on him. They didn't even have to dig deep. He basically handed them the ammo. That's why fans aren't rushing to defend him. A lot of folks are saying Shannon brought this on himself. They're pointing out how Katt tried to warn him, told him to stay away from that wild Hollywood scene and definitely from OnlyFans models who could flip the script at any moment. Meanwhile, Katt's out here moving in silence, keeping his business private, skipping the clout-chasing parties, and staying in his own lane. He's not letting Hollywood bait him into scandal. But Shannon, he was out here acting reckless, partying like a 25-year-old when he's pushing 60. And now, it's looking like that fast life is finally catching up to him in the worst way. Fans aren't letting Shannon off the hook. Even if this whole situation was cooked up by the industry to punish him, they say he still made it way too easy. Nobody forced him to mess with a 19-year-old when he was 54. Nobody told him to dive into race play knowing how controversial and damaging that could be. So even if there was a setup, Shannon handed them the blueprint with his own choices. One fan didn't hold back, saying, "The more that comes out about Shannon Sharpe, the more I'm looking at him sideways. Man's a damn weirdo. Messing with a 19-year-old at 54 into race play? Nah, I can't defend that." Even award-winning journalist Ernest Owens jumped in, posting, "A 54-year-old black man was engaging in race play with a 19-year-old white girl? I'm not supporting Shannon Sharpe, period. It might be legal, but it's disgusting." Another person chimed in with a brutal takedown. "Time and time again, Shannon Sharpe just keeps proving Katt Williams right. You have an unnatural allegiance to losers." That line hit hard and is now making the rounds online. But now we want to hear from you. Is Shannon Sharpe really being punished for giving a voice to people like Katt Williams and Monique? Or did he sabotage himself with poor choices, no self-control, and a reckless lifestyle? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to know where you stand on all this madness. And don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who needs to hear the truth, and smash that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. This story's far from over. See you on the next one.